Hey, it's Steph Evelo here with the Evelo team at Keller Realty, and we appreciate you being here. Thanks for the little delay. Sorry, having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we think we've got it worked out. So hopefully you can see us here live. Just want to welcome everybody here, and our goal today is to help you see how we can help you list your home and do most of that process virtually. You know, virtual is now our new norm, and so now could still be a good time for you, and if so, a good time to sell. And if so, we want you to know what we're doing to help you get your home sold and to protect you and your family, because safety is first and foremost. Your health and safety of you and your family is first and foremost. So let's get started. Can you guys each just introduce yourself real quick before we get started? Do you want to start, Mary?
Hi, I'm Mary Fukuhara. I am the listings manager for the Evelo team.
Awesome. Jenny, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was muted there. Hey, it's Jenny, and I am an agent on the team.
Awesome.
You're also muted, Terrence.
All right. Terrence Perky, and I'm an agent on the team.
Okay, awesome. Well, I just wanted the audience to know who you are and why we've got you on here. So everybody's on the team, and we're going to be asking you some questions, and if you could just answer the best of your ability, and this is just going to be more of a conversation. So first question, if somebody's thinking about selling, is now a good time to do this?
A great time to do that. So there's still people looking in the market. There's been a lot of people that decided not to buy right now. But what we've found is, you know, even if it's 65% of people are not looking to buy, the 35% that are buying right now are buying any means necessary. I've had clients the last 2 weeks put in probably 4 or 5 offers on properties and haven't seen anything lower than like 7 offers that we're competing with. And so if you're looking to sell a home, especially if it's a home sub 325, right now is a great time to get top peak dollar, to really be able to negotiate the other items like an as-is addendum, and, you know, getting somebody to pay above appraised value, just because there's such a high demand right now for people that have to move.
Okay, so if somebody is ready to sell, what should they do next? What's the next step?
Yeah, so I would say definitely you want to make an informed decision. We're not going to say right now is the best time for everybody to sell, but I think the best thing would be to make an informed decision and reach out to your realtor, reach out to your lender if you are using financing. We are still absolutely able to conduct business as normal. It's just looking a little differently how we're doing it and different measures we're taking. We can still have access to your home. I've done several listing appointments in the past couple of weeks. A lot of what we do prior to a listing appointment, we still have access to, obviously with technology. So we're still able to pull comps for your house, tax records, all of that information. We can still confirm that with you over the phone. And then I have done it where my clients just literally FaceTime me through their house, and it's like I'm right there with them. We're walking through the property. They're getting advice, and then I'm kind of getting a better idea on the more specifics of the home. I've also done it with a couple people who maybe aren't quite ready, but they're like, "Hey, Jenny, tell me what I need to do." And we're spending that time in that consultation virtually to get this time while they are home, to get their house ready, maybe when they're feeling a little bit more comfortable.
And that's a great lead in for the previous recording that we did, right, on preparing your home to sell during this COVID virus stay home. So if you didn't see that video on our Evelo Team Facebook page, feel free to look back in the history there. It's I think it was last week, or maybe it's been a week and a half or 2 ago that we did the video on that very thing, what you can do to prepare your home. So thanks for that, Jenny. So if someone is ready to sell, what should they do next? Thanks, Jenny, for there. And then are we marketing it any differently? What does that look like on the marketing side?
So the first thing that we want to make sure you know is that we're doing everything that we would normally do to get your home listed. All of the proven Evelo Team tactics and practices that we do to make sure you get the most eyes on your property, and we want to sell obviously as quickly as possible for top dollar. So those things include all of our social media advertising and marketing. It's also marketed to all of the KW agents worldwide. And in addition to those things, we're also creating an at-home experience that is just kind of a good addition to those social media things. We're doing offering some extra photography options, and just really trying to keep safety in mind and keep that no contact experience available to make sure your home still sells as quickly as possible.
So making sure that everything's done virtual and in a safe manner to keep everybody safe from the seller side, but also trying to maximize the opportunity. And would you say that we're doing the same marketing, but what I hear you saying is we're actually having to do more, right? Even though everything's virtual, we're actually having to do more to try to make sure that the potential buyers have that same potential experience if they're not able to enter.
We're still doing all of the things that we have always done, through experience. The Evelo team has created best practices that really get your house the word out and get it sold as quickly as possible and for top dollar. And in addition to all those things that we do for each listing, big or small, we are raising the game and adding options in addition to what we would normally offer.
Sure. Okay. So it's taking more to get the same result now in this virtual world that we're in, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. So how are we getting people to see your house without walking into it?
So as I was mentioning, we're doing some different photography options. We have been utilizing things like 360-degree photos, which kind of give you, a good view, like you're in the house. You can kind of see how things flow. We also have virtual tours and video walkthroughs, and we've been exploring things that kind of look like a blueprint for moving forward. We're adapting every day and researching every day to make sure that we have the best thing available for each of our clients. We are also, whenever anyone requests a showing on your home, we're sending them all of the information up front to kind of gauge their interest, make sure they see all of the pictures, the videos, etc. in the beginning before we even try to broach the topic of seeing the home in person.
Okay. And so if someone wants to have a showing, how are we having sellers prep their homes to best protect them, or what does that look like nowadays in this virtual norm that we're in?
Yeah, so I think that can again kind of revert back to whatever they're comfortable with. We definitely have resources and guidance to provide to all of our sellers. We can have a bucket outside where people can take their shoes off. They can wear booties, hand sanitizing station. We're also having our sellers have all the cabinets open, the closets open, and all the lights on, so that nobody's needing to touch anything unnecessarily. We've also been kind of limiting parties that are coming to these, so just maybe only who's necessary to look at the property, who's actually buying the property. Can we arrange for childcare, possibly? Things like that is definitely some precautions that we're taking. Gloves, hand sanitizer, buckets outside, lights on, closets open, minimum touching, and then obviously keeping our social distancing within the house maybe. And then we are also, as the realtors, we are calling those agents and clarifying the procedures that we'd like to happen in the home and the seller's preferences. And we can definitely vary that depending on what the seller's preference is and what they're comfortable with.
Right. And so Terrence, how does the communication look like nowadays? What does that look? Is it any different now than it was before?
It's really more communication. I mean, it's making sure everything is very crystal clear prior to showings. Is make sure we're crystal clear prior to going live. Everything is over communicated so that when we are in this process and we can't be in front of each other, that everything is very obvious of the next steps and then how to proceed.
Okay, and so and obviously in writing offers and negotiation, Terrence, all that's done virtually it was done virtually before, and now it's still virtual, correct?
Correct. And we just, we do a really good job of trying if we get multiple offers, we put them in a Excel spreadsheet and break it down, make it very easy to communicate which offers which, and how do we decipher all those different pieces of negotiation.
And this is all done virtually from afar, from
Yes.
social distance from your client. Yeah. Just want to make sure that our readers and listeners know and understand that, right? This isn't done face to face. This is still done from afar. And so once under contract, what are we doing differently to help our sellers stay safe? Mary, do you want to?
I forgot I have to unmute myself.
Yeah, there you go.
So once they're under contract, we again are just continuing with the no contact processes. Everything that we're doing is sent electronically, and even down to closings. All of our vendors have also moved towards their safety precautions, are from photography down to the appraisers, the inspectors, and even at closing. All of those people that we work with are also taking extreme measures to make sure everyone's safety is at the forefront. So for instance, the showings, we've made sure to restrict everything in the showing request to one person in the house at a time. That applies to the inspectors and the appraisers as well. Everything is scheduled, so everyone knows what's happening at all times. And then when it comes down to closing, we're also limiting the number of people in the closing itself. And a lot of the closings actually have been happening even outside the building, where it's just the one person in the car. Or we've had one done even today where our agent took power of attorney and took care of it, but everything is done virtually as much as possible and with as little contact as possible.
Yeah, I actually just came back from a closing just last hour, and that was the first time in the car in 3 weeks. So I haven't been out for 3 weeks now. But at that closing, we were offered to be in separate rooms. They gave us gloves at the front desk, so everybody was able to have brand new gloves. And then they had a brand new box of pens that everybody could get a brand new pen, and then you keep the pen, right? Nobody's sharing pens. And they wiped down the table right before we sat down again, and then you're only handing paper. And then we sat 6+ feet away. Like I was at one end of the table and the others were at the other end. So so they're really taking extra precautions if you're meeting together. But I know that was because I had to sign for a client that couldn't be here and couldn't travel and get out. And but they do have curbside closings as well, right? So there's lots of ways that the market is adapting to this virtual. Any last closing thoughts or things you want to share?
Yeah, I would just like to add, I know this is a scary time, but definitely working with our team, we have a lot of years of experience in the business together, and we have been proactive since day one, and we are staying on top of guidelines that are changing, practices that are changing daily. We're all super blessed as agents to have an amazing admin team and leadership that are doing that for us. But the buyers are definitely still out, and the people who are out are very serious. So as a seller, you're not as likely, depending on your price point, to have a bunch of people coming in your house just for fun. It's
Right.
definitely buyers who are out and they're ready. I actually just personally sold my house and moved in a new one 2 days ago, and I will tell you it was possible. It was a little stressful, but again, everybody's just taking different precautions. People still need to move. If anything, everything that's going on in the market, a lot of people are probably going to start needing to consider selling or moving. So yeah, definitely, we're not saying this is something you have to do or should do right now, but just make an informed decision and reach out to your lender, your realtor, and just kind of come to that decision together, because we always want to do what's best for you guys and all of that. So yeah, I would just say definitely, if you're thinking about it, pair up with your realtor, your lender. There's definitely still buyers out there, and we'll obviously do our best to keep everything safe and moving.
Awesome. Any other closing thoughts, Terrence or Mary?
Yeah, I just wanted to, piggyback kind of on what Jenny is saying, of reaching out to your trusted agents, your trusted advisors during this time, because every life has slowed down. A lot of us, especially I have small children, we always thought like, oh my gosh, when things get slower, this is what I'll do. And we're here. So, life is moving at a slower pace right now. And even though we are moving at that slower pace, it's a good time to think about what your goals are. What is your goal with your home? And if it is selling it over the summer or in the fall, um, it's a great time to start that conversation so you can find out what things you can be doing at this slow pace, and just keep, a positive thought for something that you're working toward. It's a good goal for you to work towards with your family. And wash your hands.
Awesome. Terrence, any last closing thought?
Yeah, just that, with school districts officially closed for the year and everything else, people are going to probably start moving sooner versus after the school districts are over. So there's a pretty big opportunity right now with the market, with the buyers out there now that have to buy and they've been looking to buy and trying to buy. And it's, we probably have 30 to 60 days prior to the market really kind of getting back to where it was and everybody going back to live again. So, if you were looking to get top dollar, if you're looking to kind of create a win-win and kind of decide on your terms what the sell and move look like, now it's just a really good time.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey, I want to thank everybody for being on here. I want to thank all those who out there may be watching either now live or at a later time or date. Obviously, the information that we're sharing is what is prevalent right here and now on April 3rd of 2020, right? So what we're sharing with you is what we know to be true today, but that also may change tomorrow or next week. So do stay tuned here on our Facebook page, because we're trying to give you as much information and updates as we are made, as information is made known to us. I know that we shared a video last week about the mortgage industry, and then literally 24 hours later, things had changed. And then we did just have another conference call with our mortgage lender, even just here in the last 24 hours, because things have changed even in the last day again. So it's really important that you stay in tune with us and stay up to date and up on what is happening in the market here and now, the market of the moment, right? So we'll keep you informed. Stay here, stay in touch, and let us know how we can help, personally or professionally. And if you want to leave your email here, we will get you information about working virtually, whether it be for buying or selling. This specifically is about selling, but we do have some information about buying or selling virtually, and we'll share that with you. And if you want to share it with your friends or family or anybody else that you know that might be needing to buy or sell, but is concerned about staying safe during this time. So let us know who we can help, and we appreciate the referrals and appreciate you continuing to think about the Evelo team. We're still here to help anyone that we can, and keeping your best interest at heart. So thanks so much, everybody, and always keep making each moment count. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.